Hello and welcome. This is Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado for our mining operations here at the Crypto and Precious Metals Wealth Building Program. We're again talking about our case study. It's an ongoing project and it's the first of its kind. And another thing, other than the announcement you just saw, that this is not any investment advice. We're not providing any at all. On top of that, our program has nothing to do with what you're going to see here. The case study is simply an exercise for educational purposes only. Some members may be involved in day trading or may be interested in day trading, so this is a learning experience for them. But for all of us, even interested in the cryptocurrency space, it's definitely a learning experience that we are providing. They are virtual investments. No money is actually being invested. The coins we selected, if you see, look at the first few case study streams, they were not researched. They are not, some of the coins may not even be available in the marketplace. They are simply charted. And as long as they're charted, they were qualified for our case study. And it's everything that you're going to see. It's just a run through, what do you call it, a game, and it's not intended to be a guide for you in any way concerning those coins or any other coin. Simply, it is against our general recommendations to do any day trading and to do trading at all, even to invest in cryptocurrency. Oh no, it's the worst thing you can do. Stay back, stay away. Using your own money. Crazy. You need to get your head checked. What the smart people are doing, they're using a program like mine, this program, because I don't know of any other in existence. But our program originally and still is for precious metals. We were never considering cryptocurrency until I identified a window of opportunity, and that's why I opened it up for 3 years, 6 months of which have already passed. And right now, Bitcoin is having one of its fall throughs. I expect 2 or 3 more of those, and I expect one to be gigantic. So I've been saying this, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I expect a major collapse, not in this run through. I don't think it'll be this one. I think maybe there'll be even another one after a spike upward. And either the next one or the one after it or the one after that one, I expect a major drop even below what we're seeing now. But after that big drop, I expect it to really skyrocket after that one. So that's my prognosis going down the road. Again, it doesn't mean anything except that when it goes down like now, members of our program, we are having a party. This is happy days are here again, because simply our program continually expands your portfolio in the crypto space. It continually adds to your wallet. When Bitcoin is down, assuming that you're developing a portfolio for Bitcoin, it just keeps pouring in. And when the price goes down like it is right now, and how I expect it to go down, you really need to be in this, because when it goes down, you want to rake in all that Bitcoin, because we'll be raking it in. It'll just be bringing it in. And so you really need to get started right away. Take note of the URL above, as I'm always saying, because this opportunity is still available. And the only question is if you need to see our recent video Check the dates on the videos to see if we're still doing this. So don't be going if this is a video that's 2 years old already. Don't be trying to do that. Look for an updated video and see if we still have this program available. 60% off the regular monthly fee, but you can only buy 1 month at a time. However, I'm going to throw your name into the wheel, and that wheel chooses what? One of 3 memberships. A year of basic membership, that's $300 worth. A year of premium, that's $400 worth. Or a year of mine license ownership, and that's over $1,000 worth. So one of those 3 upgrades are given away every time the wheel goes around, and the wheel goes around when you send in your 60% off membership for 1 month. I think it's a great deal. So you can do that. Do it at least for 5 times, because you need 5 months to finish the training program, to really get your feet wet, and to really maximize the profits from this program. And baby, you get ready. Get ready, because Bitcoin goes down, we get fat. Okay, we get fatter full of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So that is not, we are not having an issue right now. I know a lot of people are worried about the market. Many of them get in for the wrong reasons. You're in for the wrong reasons, and all of you are doing it the wrong way. This is the right way. Go to the URL and do it the right way. We have people who are taking out their tens of thousands of dollars in the market. They're swapping out. They're not emptying out and leaving themselves bare. No. While they take this program and they graduate, that's $50,000 up through that amount. They're working in this program. They're really putting in their effort. And then they have $50,000 to start, taking, replacing the money, taking it out and replacing their money, what they invested, their sweat and tears, and they're taking that, they're taking out their profits, and they have nothing else to worry about. The program continues to add to their wallets, nothing more to worry about. Now, we have some members who enjoy keeping busy and keeping a tab on the market, so they engage in those things that we do not promote as a program, but we do engage in education, and so we're looking at this and giving these case studies that will benefit those people, as well as people who are just curious and really are starting with our program, who have no idea about the crypto space. So it gives them an idea and a solid foundation upon which to proceed, to feel good about what they're doing, and to remember and to act responsibly with the tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars that our program produces and for their wallet. And there's a lot of Bitcoin to not know what you're doing and not be sure about the space and being all panicky and all that. So we do these programs to give our members a solid basis and a knowledge, a very good knowledge of the speculative nature of this crypto space. And we are the only members, we're the only people involved in cryptocurrency that even if everything collapsed tomorrow, we will still be good, because we still get the money coming in. So they can close down Bitcoin tomorrow. They can close down all these altcoins and ICO. They can make them illegal. They can ban them from this side of the universe. Our members are the only ones who will go to the bank at the end of the week and every week and be smiling. And it's not for their paycheck either. That's they have anyway, but this from this program. And so that's it. Now you're doing precious metals. Even if the crypto market collapses and no more crypto market, you have a choice of switching into gold and silver, and having gold in hand is really good, handy when things go wrong. So we have that. Everything here is ready. Smart money, smart people, smart members. Come. You're really intelligent. Do this. Save money, brother. Save money. You're making a profit instantly. $10 for a $25 membership. Come on. And have a chance to win a year worth of membership. Let's see the small. That's small one. You want to do day trading right here? All right. You guys, I keep rubbing it in because I keep hearing you guys, distressing the price of Bitcoin. Speaking of that, that's not to say speak of the devil, right? Let's go into our screen and see what's happening here. Put this little down here. That doesn't matter, will disappear once I start clicking in here. So let's just do that. And you see that Bitcoin right now at this moment is doing a 6,500, well now change, 6,515. It came up from a 508. It was earlier this morning around 6,200 and change. So during the day, it's been struggling. I wouldn't say struggling. It's just been holding. I call it a holding pattern, trying to stay afloat there. The pressure still is felt, though, throughout the cryptocurrency markets and the different coins. So let's look at our coins right now. As we noted, the rabbit started hopping this morning. So again, this is the premium software you're looking at, but it's the developer's version, my version. I use it to add value to our members, and we do different tests on it. And then I release a new version into the, as an upgrade, as an update, automatic updates that occur from time to time. So that being said, if it crashes, it's not our software is not buggy. It's just simply that I have the development platform running behind it. The software is right now running off the development platform, and then I have the different programs running in the background, and I have the studio screencasting happening right now, and recording, and a whole bunch of other things at the same time. So, it crashes sometimes, but that's, again, it's not indicative of my program, just recording. Okay, so let's look at what Rabbit did. You see that the Rabbit, now, I'm going to take this stream to talk about what we're looking at. I know that you guys shouldn't be aware of something called whales. Now, the whales are out there. What are the whales? And why do they call them whales? When they're talking about whales, they're talking about these big whales that just go gliding in the ocean, and they open their mouths, and through their mouths, they start straining all the little shrimp. And I call them shrimp, of course, they got they, and what they represent are the people with a whole bunch of coin. They're holding on to a mega load of coins. And pretty much what our members would be like as well, because our members, as you know, if you finish, when you finish the 5-month training program, you should be at near or passing the $50,000 mark. That's $50,000 in coin. If you had selected, like, let's say Rabbit Coin, for example, and you would have $50,000 worth of Rabbit Coin, and that means that you're holding to a whole mess of Rabbit Coin, easily a few million. Okay, so our members, the ones who finish their training and realize that that's $50,000 that they've worked hard to get, and then it keeps happening. Every week and every month, more and more coins are dropping into your, they're not airdrops, but they're earned, and they come into your wallet, and you can easily double that amount in the, by the end of the year. So, and that's an incredible, doubling all the millions of coins you have already. That's an incredible. You will be not only a whale, you will be the world's biggest, fattest whale on the in the crypto space in these coins. So you're gonna be filthy coined out, wealthy by coin number, and that's a good thing. But let's talk about what's going on with the Rabbit coin. Now we digress back to what we needed to talk about, and that is that, you see, Rabbit coin was dead in the water until this mark here, and then it died again. Had a little bit of movement, nothing much. This is just nothing, shavings, and then all of a sudden, it goes up incredibly high here. It goes from the 775, goes all the way up to 6,203. Come on now. Come on now. That's like 9 times, was it? 9 times. Okay. So, and then look what happens. Then it's like going into a nosedive. Well, of course, and so what I wanted to talk about is this phenomenon called whales. Because really, if the market was supporting this growth here, this valued springing upward, it wouldn't go straight down like that. What's happening, that tells you that it's indicative that the market isn't supporting this. Now, let me look at something. Now, now we got to bring in the market and the volume. Let's look at the volume, and let's see what the volume tells us. So here you see how much money we're talking about. We're looking at $274 here as it's going up. When it went up, it was $252. The price going up so high, like if somebody's going to buy it at that height, all of the sudden from all the way down here, you have to question that. You have to automatically think, why is somebody all of a sudden paying that much, 900 times? I'm sorry, I'm getting too excited. 9 times what it was all week long. See? Goes up and then it starts selling out. Now right here, what you have to think about, you see, because if you see enough of these guys on the videos, the guys who are trying to tell you how to do make money with the day trades and get in on coins, right? So even in regular stock trading, what they teach you to do is to look for the upswing. You see that it starts going up. And a lot of people, because of FOMO, fear of missing out, they start seeing a coin start moving up. And then they start trying to get in and try to catch some of that wave. Now, but this jump is so humongous that it leads one to question. So what had come to my mind the other night, when I first mentioned it, maybe about 2 or 3 streams ago, was that, I started to contemplate what would be the way a whale would divest himself, make some money, obviously, cause money to happen. And that's called manipulating the market, right? Also, so what the whales do, they do that by buying their own or having someone else buy what they're offering at a higher price. So that starts the upswing. They start buying. Somebody else starts offering for sale. They will buy it on the way up. And then they go and they buy it again at the higher price. So they're buying. The movement is going up. And then what happens? And then you start buying into that. Also, you start buying and say, this is going up. This is going up. Let me buy. And he's selling. He's selling. He started pushing it up and he's selling. He's selling. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is for this price. Here it is for this. You know, and you guys are buying into this. And what he's doing, he's selling off what he has. Here we go again. He's over here selling off in a little slightly, testing it. It worked for him. He did it again over here, and then he really went to big to unload more of what he has. He or she, shrewd woman if it's a lady. And here it goes. Here he dropped out for $546 worth. 274, almost double. See, you need to, you have to look at that. It's almost double what he gave away before. See that? So you have to realize that if you're holding on to a massive amount of coins, and you'll be making profit all the way up here and then all the way down. He can let this go all the way down. He's making a profit no matter what. As all on this whole space here. This whole space here, he's making money. And everyone else is, you know, depending on what foolish move people are making, because they, you know, people have the fear of missing out and they're not really thinking. They'll be in a pretty, they'll be in a losing position. Feeding, all you guys are doing, feeding the whale, giving him more money. He wants to sell out his Rabbit coin. I'll tell you why. Why is he trying to sell out his Rabbit coin? Because he wants to get in to the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is down low. He needs more cash. He wants more cash to get another Bitcoin in his pocket. So that is a great possibility of what's going on here. See that? So again, when you start seeing this extravagant moves, you have to really question what that is, because can that be the market really? With Bitcoin pushing down, this is supported by the market. So you need to have the red flags come up immediately. Look at this action. Way up here, boom, cashing out, and then it drops down like a rock, and it should continue to drop all the way back down to here. If it's one person, if it's one whale, this will go all the way down to the bottom, and that will tell you how many people are involved in this thing. If it goes straight down to the bottom, like here, then that's what you had. You had one guy trying to sell out. He pumped it up and then sold out. Got his money. He forced this day trade to happen, which is the thing I was telling, what I'm hinting to, that you see, the issue of day trading is a little difficult, as you've been seeing through the case study so far, to have a consistent payday every day. But if you have the capacity of a whale relative to a coin, obviously, you can make this thing pay off for yourself. You can just make it happen. Simply you start pumping it up and then sell off at the top. And you can make this happen yourself if you have enough. If you have enough coins here to buy, sell, and create that your own little market, so to speak, and then other people will jump in. They'll jump in on the going up, and they'll try to be buying, and then they will buy, and you can sell them. And as it goes down, even because as it's going down, if people say, "Oh, this coin looks like it's going to do something. Let me catch it now. It's going down before it goes up." So this guy can keep playing. If he has more coins, he'll continue to play. He can start building it up again and make it go up to another higher level. And then people will start jumping into this massively if they have enough coins. If he's just trying to get rid of his last few coins, then this will die. This will die down. That'll be it. And listen, also guys, you gotta be careful. Also, there could be clubs out there. Listen, I know this because I have my own membership group, and this can be something that we can do easily. We can take turns, and every weekend or before the weekend, another member will have his chance to make this, pump this up, and start selling. People, listen, you have to be careful out here in this market, because there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of people who can play this market. This market is ripe for people to fool with it, and they can fool with your money. Okay, they're fooling with you. So you need to watch it. You need to watch it. Okay, that's why we don't promote day trading. Our program has nothing to do with day trading. We do not even promote risking your own money in the crypto market. We don't. We simply don't. Okay, so all your money is safe, and the people who have invested money in the cryptocurrency market with our program, they are swapping it out, so they can go to sleep at night. They can care less what Bitcoin does, except for when it goes down, they love it because they get even more. Any altcoin they're doing, they get even more. Wonderful. I remember we had discussions about Ethereum. We remember that Ethereum was so affordable, and members were chewing up a lot of Ethereum as they graduated and whatnot, and they kept producing that every week. And then the price started to go up. It wasn't keeping in the same percentile. Remember, it used to be like almost like 10%. It was like a 10% shadow of Bitcoin, but then Bitcoin started to pull away from it. But still, Ethereum started going up, and so the amount of Ethereum that would come into the wallet every week was less and less as members remembered it. When they first got into it. But now that it goes down, when Bitcoin's going down, you got that Ethereum coming back down, and people are excited at how much more coins they're getting into their wallet. And it's simply like that. I'm sorry, when you get rich in terms of coinage, you don't look at it as money any longer. You start looking at it as the number of coins you have. you stop looking at the dollar value and start just looking at how many coins. It's almost like the gold people when they get the gold in their hand. You start looking. You're not looking at the value of it. You're looking at how many coins you have on your desk. You start looking at it as the numbers of pieces of gold you have. And it's the same thing here. How many gold bars? Because I remember in the beginning it was an issue of trying to get gold and bullion, some gold bars. And the value of it and all that, and wow, trying to get that value and put it into that. But after you're in it, and after you start filling out, it just becomes an issue of how many you have, how many piles you can make, simply. So it's quite funny when you start, and that's something you can really only do with in gold and the precious metals, so you can get them as coins or as bars. You can't do that with crypto. It's just numbers here, but it's really fascinating when you have coins and bars, and it becomes an issue of how many. Personally, here in this desk, you're trying to fill out. I'm only using like the front section of a desk, of a table. It's actually a family dinner table. Actually, I've had to use because I have so much equipment here. And that whole other side, if you can imagine a long family table. You can fit what, 7, 8 people, and or more. This is for 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 8 to 10 people here can fit in this table. So I have half of it, the half of it lengthwise. Can you imagine? That all I think about is filling up so high where I can sit here and then I can look at all the gold bars going across. That's the thing I think about. I'm not looking at dollar figures. I'm looking just at filling up so I can see it over the computer screen, and filling that other side of the table between coins and bars. And that's really all. That's how it boils down to at this rate. And crypto is just numbers at this rate. It's just the number of coins. As you can see, that's why I have it in the we have it in the graphic in the spreadsheet. I have this. This is what I really look at. I'm looking at the number of coins here. So I get excited when I started in, let's say, the dollar online. We started at 277 coins. Then it went to 538 and then 748. That excites me. That's what I'm looking at, is how many coins. And that's what happens after some time. It becomes, it's almost like an entrepreneur, which I can also speak about. It's no longer if one business, you're successful at one business, it becomes how many businesses. Like Donald Trump, it's not an issue of building a building. It's how many buildings now. You get to a level where it doesn't. You're not looking at the dollar amount. You're looking at the quantity in items, units that you have. So that is a different perspective, I'm sure, that most of you have ever imagined. So that is what's made possible through our program. So anyway, while looking at this, I would definitely should trigger an alert. You have to be careful, and that is why we do these types of case studies. In order to see what type of patterns and what possible causative factors can be behind them. Now looking at Zeta Micron. Zeta Micron, as you can see, yeah, it's just continuing here. This one is just ready for another whale to start cashing out on it. That's what I expect from them. I'm not expecting any support. Let's look at some volume here. And again, you see some little movement here. You saw that movement here. And we're talking about a few $100s only. And here we had $1,000 moving here, you see. So it's like, and before that, I'm sure we had a flat line, which is why we did not initially invest in Zeta Micron. We only invested it when it started to move like this, and but then you see, where are they? What happened? See that? So you see the issues that I'm talking about here. Into royalties now. Let's look at that, and we see royalties with a small little pike here. Again, the same type of slow slope downward. Let's refer to where we're at with royalties here. The royalties coin, we have been in it and waiting, 76,960, and it's 55. So you see that we're still not seeing anything from it. I wanted it to go have another spike like that, and with the luck that we have and all of us have, right, you know what I'm talking about, it's going to do it during the weekend when I'm not doing any monitoring of the coins. So let's watch that. You hear me say it, right? That's what I said. Hopefully we can see some action. Maybe a whale will come in during the evening tonight on the other side of the planet, and maybe start letting go of some coins and pumping that up. We'll see. It's unfortunate, though, that I have to say that, right? Isn't that funny? That I'm hoping for a whale to come in so we can see some action and let go of some of these coins. But in many cases, that is what's happening. That is what's happening. You have to realize that. Let's get to our second panel. And the second panel, we have our dollar online. It's the only coin that we've had. I think AC Chain was showing some interesting movement. We'll look at that as well here, just for the sake of updating ourselves on the other selections we had but were not invested in because it did not faithfully, it did not keep with the pattern faithfully that we were first selected it for. And most of these coins did not do that. They weren't exactly according to the parameters. So we see some movement on dollar online. So we'll be going into that. Let's just look here for a second. Oh my. Yeah, you see that the AC Chain has been doing some movement here. Wonderful pattern as you see here. Now we're going to just look at, you can see here where the volume is. There's this holding now here, but the volume, as you can see here, they had thousands of dollars, $2,000, $3,000 in volume here. You see that? See that? And so this had its drop, and then it went high, and it's staying there, and it's sloping higher at this point. This is something that we'll keep an eye on as we proceed. Okay, so let's look at volume here, and you see the movement of volume here for dollar online, and the price is at 1.7. Let's see we're out, I think, on dollar online at this point. We see the sideways movement here, lateral, I should say, dollar online. And the dollar online, yes, we're out. We got out at 173 and 174 with 50% each, as you see. And now it's just going sideways, and it's still in the 1.7 penny with 70. It's still in that neighborhood. And again, it's expected should go down, and that's what we're waiting for. We'll see if it goes down, so then reinvest in that and ride the next peak. So that's what's happening there. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to look at a forever shot. I want to check on something. I want to check on sideways movements and what happens afterwards usually. And so this is too much of a big sample. But as you can see here, you see it should have peaks, but this is basically where it falls down to. This is the basic line here. And this coin is really something you just gotta ride the peaks going up. It'll always come down again. Let me look at last 3 months. And the last 3 months, as you can see, is still that main downward slope, but there's still profits being made. I mean, for day trading, you can do this. It's going down every time it goes down. It'll go down a little lower. But then you have the peaks. The peaks is where you make your profit. So as long as you have peaks, it's a good thing. It doesn't matter how low it goes. You sell out when it's going, when you make your profit, and when it goes low, you buy in. It goes up, then you sell out. Right? Buy in when it goes down. So that's not the issue. I hope everyone can understand. It doesn't matter how the price is going down. That has nothing to do with the day trading or the profitability point aspect or perspective. The perspective is it doesn't matter if you have peaks, that the peaks is where you profit. If it has values, that's where you sell. You buy. I'm sorry. You buy when you're in the valley, and you sell when you're on the mountaintop. Okay, so basically, dollar online is still a holding pattern. We're not in it, so we're just waiting for an opportunity to get into it. So you can see we've done nothing. Today at all, we have done absolutely nothing. There's nothing that we were able to do either to go in or to go out on, and so therefore, there's nothing more for today. We'll go in tonight and see what develops, but this has been basically a non-productive day. So again, so in terms of the case study, well, what does that show us for the case study? It's like what I was saying in the last broadcast, and that is that in this, as one of the parameters was to create a daily income. This was one of our parameters there. And I'm sorry, I have to fool around with this to see if we can get the camera back. So we were trying to create a daily income, and you can see, like, it's just doesn't, like, this camera just doesn't want to pop in there. I really. This goes to show you the memory that we are extending outward here. So that's why I'm always concerned about the software, but the studio also suffers from the cameras. From the memory expenditure. So that's happening. So in any case, we're closing up. In any case, so as you can see that. And in the space, it's just a little so it's so volatile. It's difficult to even imagine that you can have a daily income. Obviously, when things are popping, then it's clearly visible, it's clearly possible. But when things are not, like we're seeing, you're just stuck in the doldrums, and this is basically what's happening. So expecting daily income from trading these coins is not going to happen. Now, it could happen. We could make it happen if we were a whale. If we were doing this that in a way. One moment, let me try this again. If we were doing this in a way, very good. I'm sorry about that. I had to try to coax it into to operate the way it's supposed to. If we were doing it as we could, which I think is so dishonest. I really need to talk about this and especially for our members, listen, don't abuse the market. And just because you have so many coins, don't ever go into a place where you have to manipulate the market and try to fool people into buying your coins and so that you can divest and things like that. The program has other venues that you can do for that, and we really are not promoting that at all. And I think you're doing a disservice to the crypto space as a whole. Doing stuff like acting like the whales to pump up the price, to sell off, to get people into this FOMO, and then you start selling out your coins. I think it's very dishonest because the market is not supporting it. You're creating your own market. You're creating a false market, a false value. And that is very dishonest, and I feel it's tantamount to robbery. I think you're stealing. I look at it like that. You're stealing from people. I think that is so dishonest. So I really frown upon that. I don't want any of the members of my program to be involved in creating scenarios where you create a an illusionary value for people, and you appeal to their FOMO, to their fear of missing out, for you to gain a profit. I think that is so conniving and dirty. So I really, really, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not appreciate any one of our members using our program to do that. And I'm really, really, that is really something. I'm going to probably set up some type of policy, so I don't have right now, but I'm going to do that. See the things you learn in that we're doing a case study. Amazing, eh? Because these are things that we don't deal with in gold and precious metals. There's a market, it has value. But here in the cryptocurrency, this is a joke. So I'm gonna have to put it in as a policy, and with consequences if we see if somebody is dishonestly pumping up coins in order to sell out their coin. I mean, that's not the purpose of our program. We have options for you to get into other coins, to move on to other things, so that this should never be done. Okay, so and it's something that, at least with our program, we are not trying to impact the crypto space negatively. At least with our program, we're trying to impact it with value. We're trying to build value. I don't know any other program that's really putting value, because every other program, it's just really, really feeding off the FOMO. It's either feeding off the FOMO, it's feeding off the ignorance of people. It's feeding off the ignorance of the marketplace, simply, and the overvaluation of it. It's not adding value. It's not doing anything. Our program adds value, and our members are adding value. The things we teach in our program, it adds value to cryptocurrency. Because I believe in cryptocurrency. I believe in the blockchain more than the currency. For me, it's not an issue of currency. As I was saying before, it's not an issue of money. With me, it's an issue of the blockchain, essentially. The blockchain is something really, really, really special. It is the future. It is the door to the future. It's just people don't understand it yet, because they're busy with the money. Oh, the money. I gotta make a profit. I want to invest. I want to be rich. You'll have your dreams of being filthy rich. And you know what? The guy who created this program is looking at the future as a future, not as filthy rich. I'm looking at the future, and the blockchain is it, and that's the value. That is the real intrinsic value that's not yet appreciated, not known, because it's not yet developed as such. But that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I know that the Bitcoin, it's going to, if you see my previous videos and the ones on the YouTube channel, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, and that's where our program is founded on. You know, we're not in this to FOMO profits out of people, and to do what I showed you that people are doing. And our members have the power, and you have the volume, you have the coins to act like the whales, right? But you're not getting taught to do that. And number two, you don't need to do it. That's the reason, you know, I feel good about our members, because you really don't have a reason to do it. You have options. Now, the guys out there that know it all, you see, they don't have an option. They have to make their profit now. They need to make their profit. They got to move. So they don't care. See? And they're the ones who are making the market unstable. Unfortunately, that's what it is now. It's an unstable market. And it's an unstable market because of the philosophy all of you guys are having, and you're duped into. You believe it. You believe it. And when you hear a guy like me and say, what is this guy talking about? That's not what the expert said over there. That's not what my information guy tells us. It's not what they're, what the 99% of the videos in crypto are telling me and are showing me what they're doing. Yeah, but those 99% of the videos, they're the ones causing Bitcoin to go down. And then they're going, oh, well, I sold out when it was at 7,000, so I'm waiting or whatever, and they're making all these comments, but they're the ones causing the problem. It's the same thing I've always taught about the traffic jams. These are the same people, and some of you are going to say, hey, he's talking about me. They're the same people that you're in a traffic jam, right? And then you're at the lane that goes in and out of the highway, right? So what do? You go out like if you're leaving, but you're actually jumping ahead of everyone else and then trying to get in. And guess what you're doing? Guess what you thought in the back? There's some a-hole over there is blocking traffic. All these guys, they're blocking traffic. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a hand, and then I'm going to block traffic, so that you're making yourself the a-hole that we're all cursing out, and you were a minute ago. And you don't have the patience to wait. You don't have the patience to wait for the a-hole who's blocking you, and so you become him. It's stupid. But that's what people are doing in cryptocurrency. They're doing stupid. They don't like stupid, but then they act stupid too. And then they come on and they, oh, the Bitcoin going down, no, but I got out, I sold out, I did my thing. Yeah, I don't know what you guys gonna do, but that's one good thing about being in the U.S. is that you can have a license to have a gun, because really, you should shoot your brains out. Have a good one. Hey, you like that video? Like what I just said? Share it. Share it up the gazoo for all those guys who are creating the problem for themselves. Miserable. Hey, listen, take a look at our program. Enjoy the bright and beautiful people. Take care. We're having a ball. You can see I'm so giddy. Take care, and until next time. Remember again, we don't give any investment advice, but I'll tell you to your face when you're doing something stupid. That we do give.